Hello, everybody. She's getting her hat. How y'all doing? It's Thursday. We're going to thought about some things. And she's turning on lights. And the camera's crooked. I don't see when she's over there. I don't notice it as much. There we go. There she is. This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
We are PM Artist Studio.
That's pretty good. All right, my Arty friends, do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, we do not know that you are here. We like to know that you are here because we're an arty-friendly bunch of folks, and that's how we know you're here. If you want to hang out in the background, there's no judgment there. There really isn't. The one thing that we do ask of you, please give those thumbsy upsies. That's that right there. And even if you're watching on replay, thumbsy upsy. Boop it. Like, share, and subscribe. Do all that YouTubey business, you know. Share it to your friends and, you know, talk about us over on the internets and, you know,
that sort of thing.
That sort of thing. Build this community. We'll get some more folks over here. And one of these days, I'll get a play button. I'll be very, very happy about that.
I don't know what that means, but it's important to Mariah, so I am.
She's supporting
I am for it.
She's for it. I need a trophy.
Remember a time when I made you a banner for your...
Yes, because I lost. And I shouldn't have. Yeah. Anyway, let's say hello to everybody. She did. She made me a sash. It was out of this black satin. It was wonderful. And you wrote on it, I think, with some marker. Or maybe I ended up writing on. I had it forever. Like, and I would wear it around because I was like.
No, your name was in glitter. Glitter across there.
Yeah, because you had those stick-on letters. Man, and it I wore it enough that those poor little letters didn't, they didn't stand a chance.
They were afraid.
That's so funny. I bet it got shoved in a box somewhere at some point. And
I don't know.
I had it for a long time.
You did.
I loved it. My mommy loved me. She still loves me.
We've
got Christina Acme's here. Aquame, that's April. Bobby, Cheryl, Cookie Wookie, that's Mo. Darcy, Eddie, Griffin Shale, that's Rhonda. Ingrid's here. Jenny, Jennifer's Dog's Life, Jenny Roberts. Just me, Carla, Lorraine, Lydia, Margie, Marsha Markle. Hello, Marsha. Organized Mom, that's Stephanie. Patricia Penka. Sepha is here. My red stuff on Sepha. Let's see. SWL, that is Sherry. And the Shelly Studio, that is Margle. Margle, the thing that you had requested is coming up, girl. Like, not today, but, like, I'm working on things for you. Oh, and this is available in the shop. And got a new little surprise, too, because this one couldn't wait. So, it's coming out early. If I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. Give me some extra pinky hello hands, and I'll get you hello. Hello, Lexi. Trying to read through here, see if I missed anybody. Oh, I got some red lips. Woo-hoo. All right. I think I got everybody. But, give me some, pinky hello hands if I missed you. Okay, so, thoughts, Patricia?
Thoughts. Okay, well, one of the things that I like to say a lot, I like to quote, and I have it on my thing here.
I told her.
It says, it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
I would like y'all to entertain the thought that is a misquote.
I have seen it that way.
I know. And it is actually in a book called Some of the Most Misattributed Quotes on the Internets. And that's not what they say, but, internet web.
Well, I didn't get that from the internet initially. I got it from a book.
Right. And they have even sourced it back to, can't remember who it was, like a Sir Charles or a something or others. And that was a attribution. Remember?
Attribution.
There we go. That's the one.
Okay, my feeling about that is this.
You know what? He probably maybe would have said it.
I don't. I just think if it's you know, if it's an ancient Aristotle, I don't know, wasn't he was Greek, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing about it is maybe something in the translation.
So yes, there is something, but the thing is that there is a similar-ish, and I can't remember this. You guys can Google it, but it really wasn't quite the same. I love the whole, and that was kind of the gist of what I was reading as well. Is that basically it's a good quote, just doesn't necessarily
Come from Aristotle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just say internet proverbs say.
There you go. All right. Well, what I'm going to be reading you today is directly from a book, so you can
Attribute.
Attribute.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 books here today that I'm going to read from both of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Howard Gardner book I learned about when I was teaching, and I'm sure if I'm sorry, we've got a nose itching issue here today. Anthony, as an educator, he probably is very familiar with this because I think it even started out in California, the big push for this kind of. I used to take these courses because I taught gifted and talented children. I didn't teach them like exclusively.
Right.
They were within my classroom. And I must say, in there with the gifted and talented children were also the very, the children we served on the other end of the spectrum, which was, Title IX and special ed. So you had to really, you had to have it together to cover
Carla
all
says
of
she
those.
swears by Howard Gardner.
All right, there you go. And the name of this one is called Intelligence Reframed. And it talks about multiple intelligences. The one that I'm going to read you today is about conceptualizing creativity, talent, and prodigiousness.
Prodigiousness.
Yes, and this is in the book. And I thought that it was a really good thing to talk about because I think all of us come at art from a little bit different direction.
Oh, yeah.
And this explains some of that.
Read on, Patricia.
Yeah, I'm going to read on. Okay. My definition of this is from the book. This is not it's Howard's. My definition of creativity has revealing parallels with and differences from my definition of intelligence. People are creative when they can solve problems, create products, or raise issues in a domain in a way that is initially novel, but is eventually accepted in one or more cultural settings. That's a very heavily packed sentence there that probably we could talk about those concepts for a long time, but we're
not going to do that?
We're going to move on.
Oh.
Similarly, a work is creative if it stands out at first in terms of its novelty, but ultimately comes to be accepted within a domain. The acid test of creativity is simple. In the wake of a putatively creative work, has the domain subsequently been changed?
What's putatively?
Come
on now.
I don't know what that word.
I'm Googling it.
I don't know what
second.
that word means, but it is.
We need.
If in the initial inception stage is what I'm thinking. Has a domain subsequently been changed? Okay. Now the domains that he's talking about here, I should just redo that real quick. Okay.
Supposedly, generally believed to be true, or by reputation.
All right, so the domains that he's describing here.
Roundabout.
Are all of where's he list them? Why doesn't he list them here?
Come on, Howard.
Give
us a list.
Where's your domains? These are the things that the different intelligences, like mathematical.
You want me to Google this real quick?
Okay, it's going to talk about here in a minute.
Okay.
Let me underscore the relationship between my definitions of intelligence and creativity. Both involve problem solving and creating products. Creativity includes the additional category of asking new questions, something that is not expected of someone who is merely intelligent, in my terms. Creativity differs from intelligence in two additional respects. First, creative person is always operating in a domain or discipline or craft. One is not creative or non-creative in general. Even Leonardo da Vinci, perhaps the Western world's ultimate Renaissance man, after all the term was probably coined with him in mind, was creative in certain domains like painting and invention. And not nearly as creative.
But he probably couldn't make
in
a sandwich
others.
for nothing.
He probably, didn't, know when he needed to take a bath.
Creative cleanliness.
Most creators stand out in one domain or at most in two. But the contribution does not end with novelty. It is all too easy to do something merely different. Rather, what defines a creative act or actor is the ultimate acceptance of that novelty. And again, the acid test of creativity is its documented effect on the relevant domain or domains. So, we're talking about math. We're talking
Okay,
about
got him. I got him.
Read them.
All right. Linguistic intelligence, the ability to use your language effectively both in speaking and writing. Logical, mathematical, the capacity to analyze problems logically, perform mathematical operations, and investigate issues scientifically. I try to do that somewhat. Spatial intelligence, this one, not a lick of it. Well, not necessarily true, but
yeah, I agree. I just
it's lower on the list for sure. The ability to perceive visual, spatial world accurately and perform transformations on those perceptions, which is interesting because you are, on a two-dimensional surface, you were fabulous. Put her out in the real world. Do not follow her.
You saw me struggling with Archie, and part of that was spatial.
Yes,
and it really pushed me to some areas that I'm not very comfortable with, and I think that you all got to observe that. Lucky you.
Yeah. Okay. Bodily kinesthetics.
Right. Your sports.
Yes, physicals, athletics, dance, and other motor control. Musical intelligence. Obviously, ability to compose musical pitches, rhythms, and tones. Interpersonal. The ability to understand other people and their motives and work effectively with them. Intra. So that was inter, and this is intra. Personal. A deep understanding of oneself, including one's own emotions, motivations, and values. Naturalistic. The ability to recognize and classify plants, animals, and other objects in nature. And then existential. The capacity to ponder large questions about life, death, and existence. I'm not very good at that.
Okay, so those are, and you can see here when he says that usually creativity differs from intelligence in two different respects. First, a creative person is always operating in a domain or discipline or craft.
Mm-hmm.
One is not creative or non-creative in general. Even, so you can take the idea of creativity, you can couple it with one of those other domains, but probably you're not going to be able to incorporate it in 3 or 4. He's just saying there is a finite number of inclusions that are possible within the realm of the domains. Okay. My definition focuses on what my students have dubbed Big C creativity. Creativity that affects a domain. No doubt there are many cases of small-scale creativity and novelties that bring delight and perhaps affect a domain minimally. And clearly, some people engage in mid-scale creativity, with results like the tune that never makes the top 40, the book that summarizes a new area of study for lay people, the chess opening that works well in certain contexts. However, to understand the concept of creativity in its full-blown sense, one must look at people who have clearly affected domains. Composers like Richard Wagner, John Lennon, writers like Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, Virginia Woolf, scientists like Marie Curie, and Neil Bohr, moviegoers like Ingmar Bergman and Steven Spielberg. In the social sciences, we do not expect major breakthroughs like one in theoretical physics or molecular biology. Much of the creativity is modest. Mid-scale creators are the rule. However, I maintain that distinct progress occurred in the social science domain when the psychologist Mihaly, oh my goodness, and I could not even, I will spell it for you. CSICSZENTMIHALLYI.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we should not ask who or what is creative, but instead ask where creativity is. In Smalley's elegant formulation, I don't know this person. We need to look him up and definitely find out how to pronounce that. Elegant formulation, creativity results from an interaction among three separate elements. 1, an individual, potential creator with his or her talents, ambitions, and personal foibles. 2, a domain of accomplishment that exists in the culture. 3, the field, a set of individuals or institutions that judge the quality of works produced in the culture. During any historical period, many people are either producing fledgling works in a particular domain or mastering it, typically in a currently favored symbol system. Of the many...
You ready? Hold on.
I'm ready.
Csikszentmihalyi.
Csikszentmihalyi? Csikszentmihalyi.
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 That chick sent me up high.
Okay, there you go. Of the many resulting works, the field picks a few that stand out. Ultimately, a very few of these distinctive works actually alter the structure or content of a domain. And remember what the domains were. And it is these works and the individuals who have fashioned them that can be considered creative in a major sense. Let's see. By describing creativity in this way,
Csikszentmihalyi.
removes, Mariah said, removes creativity from the individual's psyche, an entity emanating from the mind or brain of the individual.
Also, a little update, side note on because this is how my brain works, and I was just like, this is some good information for y'all. Erna, brilliant, said Mariah, it's like Frankenstein. Liechtenstein. See, now I can remember it, because it's like Frankenstein. See, that's all I needed. I just needed a connection that reminded me that that's what, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to write this out for me so I can look at it, because I'm very much a visual learner.
I don't know that I have. Us being artists doesn't mean that there's a piece of paper around all the time that's usable.
Yeah, here's some on the card here. There's some little sticky notes.
That's what I'm looking for.
There and tape it to the thing so I can reference it. Here, then, is a crucial difference between intelligence and creativity. Intelligence may reflect what is valued in a community, but ultimately it entails the smooth and skilled operation of one or more computers in the mind or brain of the individual.
I was supposed to write all that down?
No, just the name of the dude and spell it out phonetically.
Oh, that I can do.
Creativity is different. It is obviously desirable to have a well-designed and well-performing cognitive computer or two or more such neural machines. However, even the best designed computer does not promise creativity. Some people are incensed by this view of creativity. They say that the feeling creative or being deeply involved in an activity, as when a child is drawing, constitutes doing creative work. Other critics focused on artists, writers, scientists, and others who were ignored in their day only to be recognized posthumously, indicating, say the critics, the stupidity or ineptness of the communal judges, the field. Granted the field, the institutions and individuals who are knowledgeable about the domain, it is not fair and it certainly is unreliable in the short run. But it is the only mechanism that we have for making legitimate judgments about work. And so, like it or not, we must rely on the evaluations and re-evaluations of the fields over the years. Emily Dickinson or Vincent van Gogh may not have been appreciated in their day, but at least the field has come to the rescue in our day. And if someone does not like the field, as for example, Freud did not like his fellow psychologists.
I don't think they liked him either.
They didn't. He can always attempt to create a new domain and a new field. This is precisely what Freud did by founding the domain of psychoanalysis. He then invested its concomitant field, which he headed, with the authority to render decisions about work created in that domain. Now he goes on to talk about other examples of creative personalities. I'm not going to go into that because I think that's something, if you're interested in.
Now we're losing folks already.
We are.
A little bit.
Dropping off. Sorry to hear that. All right. So, anyway.
Well, you can't just jump into something like that.
Okay, it really isn't. It really isn't fair, but I was just trying to maybe pique your curiosity.
Yes, no, I think the list and the that creative type stuff, that was very interesting. And then you kind of dropped me on being able to, the one sentence that was really good. We could have, like you said, we could have discussed that.
We could have discussed that. And it's definitely worth reading. It's probably a little bit more geared toward, educators or whatever. And if
they're going to find more value in it.
They're going to find more value in it. But the thing is, we all have children,
grandchildren,
great-grandchildren. We all
nieces, nephews.
Yes,
just your neighbor that might.
Even if you don't read the whole book word for word, if you just go through and pick out the parts, you will start understanding that the whole aspect of giftedness, of children who excel at something at a very young age,
that's their
domain. That's the place where their giftedness, their creativity lies. And that should be reinforced and followed through. Parents, don't try to make the child do what you want them to do. Find out what they want to do and then push for that.
Yeah, and recognize it.
And
support.
Value it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't value what children are doing, it doesn't matter. It's going to be something that goes terribly wrong if you don't.
It'll fulfill them in a lot of different parts of their life later on. So it may be like, just because you're like, oh, well, I don't see that your creativeness could lead to, you becoming, wealthier, happier, this or that. That's not necessarily true. And if that is fulfilled within them, it could even be that their job may not necessarily be that thing, but they've fulfilled that part of them, after work.
Thus, we come to the next part. Thank you, Mariah. That was a lovely segue.
Well, and I've never read this book. I just know things.
She just knows things by osmosis.
She's probably told me about it.
I feel sure that I've talked about it. I used to try to talk to your father about these things, but he wasn't.
Yeah, this little
particular interest, especially when he became a mathematician. That was the downfall of our relationship right there.
She says.
Okay. Myth and the development of the individual. Okay, I should say, this is a book by Joseph Campbell. It's called Pathways to Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
I recommended this to Joshua because it's, if you find something and you enjoy doing it, you have a lot better chance of personal satisfaction than if you're doing something because you want to make a lot of money.
And I gave you props earlier for helping me out.
Myth and the development of the individual. This has a lot to do with what is happening in our world right now, because myth is a very powerful thing. In the broadest definition of the word, but in a very specific, belief system thing. All right? Myth. I find that the psychological is the most constant of the four functions across cultures. Just consider the problem of a developing individual, whether a Sioux in the 18th century plains of North America, a Congolese in the ancient jungles of Africa, or a contemporary urbanite in this wild, mechanically constructed environment that we modern folk find ourselves in today. We all follow a very similar path in terms of our psychological development, from the cradle to the grave. The first fact that distinguishes the human species from all others is that we are born too soon. We arrive incapable of taking care of ourselves for something like 15 years. Puberty doesn't come along for 12 years more, and physical maturity doesn't arrive until our early 20s. During the greater part of this long arc of life, the individual is in a psychological situation of dependency. We are trained as children so that every stimulus, every experience leads us simply to react. Who will help me? We are in a dependent relationship to our parents. Every situation evokes parental images. What would mommy and daddy want me to do? Freud made a great point of this dependence. Interesting, we have him mentioned in two.
Everybody's talking about Freud.
Really, I think in a lot of ways he was kind of an asshole.
I believe that.
If you go for a PhD, for example, you're not going to get out from under the authorities until you're perhaps 45 years old. But then you'll never get out. You can always tell an author who is still working under the authorities by the number of footnotes he provides to his text. You must have the courage of your own belief and leave it to somebody else to verify your authority or him or herself.
I think that's some justification right there, though.
Now, compare, for instance. You gotta just wait. This gets just better. Now, compare, for instance. I love the way he writes. His writing is a lot easier to read than
It's
Howard's.
more conversational.
Howard's is very esoteric and very...
Oh, yeah. He wanted to show off and, be like, okay, get your dictionaries out, y'all, because we're gonna...
Joseph doesn't do that. Now, compare, for instance, a professor talking on the television, answering questions with an athlete being interviewed. The academic will often hem and haw, and you'll wonder, does he actually have an idea? Who's stopping him?
Mm-hmm.
Then you watch the baseball player, and he responds easily. He speaks with authority. He speaks with ease. I've always been impressed by this. The athlete got out from under the authorities when he was the best pitcher in the Sandlot at the age of 17 or 18. The poor professor who was working under the authorities until he was turning gray, and now it's too late. Now it's time for him to go to the door entirely. It's time for him to go out the door entirely. At a certain point in life, society asks this dependent little creature to become a responsible initiator of action. One who doesn't simply turn for help to mommy or daddy, but is mommy and daddy. The function of the puberty rites in cultures older than our own was to affect a psychological transformation, and it doesn't matter whether you can add 2 plus 2 or 962,000 plus X. The main thing is that you assume responsibility in a snap without correcting yourself.
As I said, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm a gel printer advisor professional.
The person who is torn between attitudes of dependency and of responsibility is the neurotic. He is ambivalent, pulled in two directions. Neurotics are simply people who have not crossed the psychological threshold completely. They have an experience, and the first response is, "Where's Daddy?" Then suddenly the realization comes, "Oh, I'm Daddy." These 40-year-old infants weeping on a Freudian couch are simply people who first react dependently and then have to think, "Oh, wait a second, I've grown up." So everyone is raised with an attitude of submission to authority and a fear of punishment, always looking to those above you for approval or disapproval. Then suddenly at puberty.
I shook that early.
Oh, Lord, this is so true. And is he down there? Oh, my gosh. Then suddenly at puberty, you are supposed to become an adult and take responsibility for your life, for your own life. All the autonomic responses, all the automatic responses that, for something like 20 years, have triggered submission to authority are supposed to give way to an assumption of authority for yourself. The primitive initiation in puberty rites, which survive in the little slap the bishop, is supposed to give at confirmation, are you wake you up or wake up, are to wake you up, wake up your adulthood, leave your childhood behind. Okay, so this goes on and he talks about, this is just so delightful to read, and
I may take that down. I'm enjoying that thoroughly.
He just tells such great stories, and he has those stories within his stories.
It's kind of how we operate.
And Joseph Campbell is definitely, if you are not familiar with Joseph Campbell, you definitely need to get familiar with his, because, and this would be a great book to provide. I don't know. I was going to give it to Joshua, but I didn't, because I'm not really sure he's quite ready for
I don't think so. Not yet.
You have to become a little...
Maybe at Christmas. We'll check him at Christmas.
And he needs to be a little bit miserable. And be a little, seeking.
Yes. Like that. I think, and I'm kind of hoping that him being away from home, he's having to kind of snap out of that and be like, "Oh, I got to take care of this." Kind of thing.
Because
see, where I was, the reason I was usually making decisions that I didn't need these people involved in. Because if they got involved, then I was going to have to deal with some other things. So I got really good at, like, fixing things. Or, maneuvering through the decisions I had made that were probably not good ones. But, nobody the authorities weren't involved. So.
Yes, and the whole thing is, if you don't make some really crappy decisions in your life and have to, fall down and, face plant in the mud.
You can't, you're not building a skill set.
You're not going to be able to figure out how you need to find the bathroom to clean up.
Or, how to glue down paper and do, arty things later on. And feel good about the decisions that you're making and be able to tell your mom, just give it a minute.
Anyway, those of you that are still sticking in here, and I feel like I should give you a little reward for hanging in here on that. And Chicksent-Miha.
Yeah.
Chicksent-Miha. There you go. Look that dude up.
All right, there you go. There's the thoughts. Now let's start to art and get some people back in here because they were dropping.
Okay, y'all can come back now.
Y'all can,
we're finished with this.
Well, we got to go topside and show them that the art, they still see the books out there. Like,
Okay. Books are going away.
I'm going topside. Going topside. Okay, top view, main view. There we go. Look at that. Hey, there's the neurosphering by, popular demand has been put into the shop just as you see it here.
Well,
and I almost got it spot on.
Nice little, Mariah rounded out some of the, and I know that some of this I did cut quickly, like this corner there kind of needs a little bit more, pardon me, rounding out.
Yeah, and I tried to do some of that, but I kept it pretty much. What you see is what you get. And
this is, I love this stencil for so many. It's really a good one because if you want to do, just use it like a stencil. This is a great, you can use this part right here, or you can use this part right here, or this one over here, or you can just focus in this area right here. This is what's wonderful about this stencil. It really has, and I think the reason it has a lot of lasting qualities and would be one that you would want to use and have it at your disposal is because these little areas here can be used in tiny scale.
Yeah.
This can be used and moved about. This would be a great one for shadow technique.
Yeah.
You know, moving it around because you've got all those different things that are going to be happening.
Hi, Paige.
Okay, so that's not what we're doing today.
And hello, Comic Glitter. And who else came in?
All right, I'm going to bring the book in.
Hey, Joni. Joni, I still need to... Do I need to email you? I can't remember what we decided the other day. Are you going to email me or am I going to email... I'm just going to message you on Facebook, so keep an eye out for that.
Okay, I'm holding this like this and it hasn't showed up. Okay, there it goes. Because you can see it's full.
Hi, Angela.
Nothing more can be added to this that isn't going to make it go. Yeah, and I don't want that because what that does is it puts extra stress on these little tapey parts, and I don't want to do that. So I've come up with plan B. I have all of them in here, but in some places there are going to be more than one. And that is really working out quite well because this one here was very loose and it kept flopping over and falling around. So putting this one in here behind it has made everything a little bit more. Plus, I love that little bit.
Yeah, I do too. That helped that because that was kind of my bothersome, like my personal issue with some of the black panel just showing as it was unfinished.
It's just a bit much. Yeah, oh, she says unfinished. That doesn't bother me.
It didn't bother her.
It didn't bother me at all. Okay, so here is another one.
I love that.
I know. Putting that in there, and it kind of brings you to this. So you've got this. You're going on.
Your mushrooms pointing in.
Yeah. And the thistle, that whole thing here. So this is the one we started working on the other day, and we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and add to that. But I think this looks really, really cool. The check writing business is still showing through.
I just want you to know there were quite a few folks that very much enjoyed the reading. Sue said in particular, right up her alley. She has 2 lanes, art and educational psychology. Thanks for the brain exercise. Perfect. Yeah, no, I know. And we joke, like, you know, the numbers were dropping because especially if you just kind of pop into this sort of thing, you're like, and what? I get that.
Yeah, and
we ain't mad at you. We get it.
Yeah. It is okay. It's okay. We don't all have to be. Okay, so what I did here with this.
Hey, that dried out nice.
I really honestly did.
I was a little, because I wasn't.
And then I went ahead and I thought this was kind of nice on this because I did have this. So it kind of looks like, you know,
doop, doop, doop.
One-eyed creature, you know.
Oh, I was thinking like the footsteps and the little.
Yeah, do. And the little thing at the top there. I thought that was kind of. I liked it, and I liked that it showed over here on the side. These look kind of dotty over here, so that you know you've kind of got that little bit of green poking through, and we can kind of scoot that over ever so slightly. So worked on that. Might come back to that.
Hello, Betsy.
You've
Hello,
already
Dana.
seen this one. You've seen this one. I did go ahead, I must say, and I did a bit of a trim so that it didn't stick out at the top because I did not want it sticking out at the top.
Yeah.
I wanted it to go down in there. Okay, so you all got to see this.
It's lovely.
And I will say, I want to reiterate here. These little things that I have turned under here, that's one of the ways you can use this and still, you know, get it up off there so that fat stuff sticks in there without busting loose.
Right. It's kind of a sizer or a lift.
It really is. And I think it's going to be a lot more.
Little Rhonda Lee, how are you? You did.
Okay. And I think we've gone through this, I think.
Yes, we did
This
the other
one.
day.
Okay, so everything in there, there's nothing new.
The big new thing on that was like mainly the whole recoloring and redesign of the front page.
Having this next door to this one, I think that's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so I've got again here, and I have these two that I put in here together.
I love those together.
Because I just really, I felt like that they were friends.
Yes.
And then we talked about this lovely Margaret Mead quote. And I just, I think that it just is really, if you just allow a little bit of that to poke out over there, I like that a lot. And then, of course, we have.
Hello, Liz.
And there are some of these that there's still things that we can do to them. Wow, that definitely needed to be.
it needs to be looked at.
Belief gets in the way of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing there.
That's
and there's nothing on the back of this, but that's not to say that
it's to be continued.
To be continued.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then this one, of course, these two have.
Did you put down some more stickers?
Relationship.
I feel like you keep putting down stickers.
No, I didn't really do that.
Did you do something to the moon facey one?
I did color that in a little bit.
It looks fabulous.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was a sticker, and I just kind of decided it needed a little bit more color.
Facelift.
Well, it did, and it needed to have a relationship to this page over here, and that's why I went ahead and colored in the orange there.
Well, I noticed it.
Okay, so what are we going to do on the rest of these pages, since we really do not have a lot of wiggle room with what's going on here?
You filled all your wiggle.
My wiggle's finished. I guess
we're gonna glue down some prints.
Gonna glue down some prints.
But you gotta make the prints.
But okay, and this brings in the new stencil. Okay, let's pull off some prints here, just because that's what we always do.
Oh, Betsy says she loves how your book looks and works together. It's so fun to watch this whole process. Thank you, and thank you.
And thank you for saying that, and thank you for showing up and watching it.
And I think I have, like, most of the streams where there was an extended showing of the Funky Junkie, there is a playlist. Now, you know how we work over here at the PMR studio. That means that it could have been in 5 minutes of that stream was Funky Junkie.
Yeah, and, the thing about it is
I am not downloading all however many streams, 8+, and then putting that into one thing.
Okay.
I mean, I could, but it's a lot.
It's this really, honestly, just.
It would be kind of fun though, just if I could capture it all and then just do it as a, like a Benny Hill, kind of.
Okay, so you can see here, not changing the subject or anything, but moving along. We need to get to some art here.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is I don't get that paint out to the edge, and you notice I'm becoming much more aware of and proactive in approaching that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though on this one it didn't seem to happen. Yes, I got the top part, but didn't get all the bottom part there. This is a print that you can use and reuse, add some more stuff to it.
We talked about, remember, last time about putting a little bit of the iridescent something or other over it because of the color shifty business. It'll look really cool.
That was really cool. And I just cut up my color shifty stuff and put it into packets.
We were in need of packets.
In need of packets. Okay, I'm putting this over here. Got to put something on top of it because it will end up on the floor. All right, so let me just explain what we're doing today very quickly. Bring back. Hopefully I can do it without mussing them about because.
Look at this.
Okay. the reason I have them out here like this
In an array.
in an array
Beyond the pile.
beyond the pile is because I want you to look at this. This is the inspiration. This is where we want to go with this. So look at the colors that we have here. You can see we've got some of the greens, we've got purples, we've got golds, we've got orange, we've got purples, we've got crusty browns.
I love that the brown
in
gets
betweens that I don't really know what
biscuit.
color you would call that.
biscuit.
So that's what we've got. And then
And then we've got a new gauze, y'all. It's called worn gauze. Cause see,
okay, well, I've never met a gauze I didn't like.
I know that's
And
right.
I was really excited when this, and feel very privileged because this was put out today just because of what I wanted to do here. So what we're going to do here is we are going to colorate these prints. And I know there's more here than we'll probably end up using, but that's okay. Some of them are not going to turn out the way I want them to turn out. So we need some
Options.
options. Thank you, Mariah. Options are always, always good. And back,
Unless you're at the Cheesecake Factory, they have given you too many options. It's hard to make a decision.
yes, that does happen. But anyway, we're going to work with these and then pick which ones we're going to add to the back side, the blank side of the junk.
Yeah.
Junky, what? Chunky junky.
Yeah, it's now
Chunky junky,
funky.
funky
Funky junky.
trash journal.
Mm-hmm.
Chunky, funky, junky trash journal.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, because there's a lot of trash in there. Well, there would have been trash.
Hi, Anne.
Yes. Anyway, so that's where we're going with this. Let me get my board back here. I had it out and then I forgot.
You don't have to have an acrylic plate, call me glitter, but it is very helpful, especially if you have multiple plates and you want to be moving them around, and also if you want to see through it to kind of get an idea, especially if you were doing the types of gel printing that we do over here at PM Art Studio and many of the lovely folks that you see over here in the chat do. We like to see what's going on. What's going on the other side?
Yeah. So that, you know, if you're doing a print and you want to know what it's going to look like, because you can't tell from that side. I mean, number one, you've got your paper down. Number two, even if you could see through it, you wouldn't be able to tell because you're seeing the back side, not the
right. And the larger
front
your
side.
plate is, the thicker you want that acrylic plexiglass to be.
Because you don't want it to wiggle.
Because it will crack and then it'll be sad because you'll, you know.
Yeah.
Because she's actually had that happen. And it can actually hurt you.
Yeah, it's sharp.
Hello,
Okay.
Marina.
So this is one of the reasons that I was dismayed about this little thing on the edge here, because I knew it was going to give me problems. Okay, let's try coming in from this direction. Because I did go all the way to the edge here. I tried to go all the way to the edge over there, but I just didn't get my paper down and placed, and it's really hard because when the air conditioner is blowing, it's woofing my paper around. Right. Came in the other day and she's wondering why I had the books out on the table here.
And then I found out because I picked it up because I was looking for something, and then it's like everything was blowing around. I'm like, that's why those books are there.
I mean, it can blow up tissue paper gel print right off of the table back here.
Boom.
And this is really pulling hard. I don't know. It might be time to do a bit of conditioning.
Oh, very clever, Sue. Sue got acrylic clipboards and took off the hardware. They are larger than the 8x10 plate, and it was cheaper than cut plexiglass. Also rounded. That was really brilliant.
There you go. You know, there's one way to go to town.
No, Sue, that was purely coincidental.
Coincidental?
Payday to, what's up, new things in the shop. There's lots of fun stuff coming up too for next month.
I'm just wrestling this off of here, and I apologize. It's taking so long.
That's all right. We're having a good conversation.
That little piece right there. Right there. See how that...
Mm-hmm. Cynthia says a good place to find clipboards is a thrift store.
Absolutely. The only thing is they need to be clear, because that's the whole idea. I mean, if you just want to stabilize your plate, you can put it down on anything. Yeah. But if you want to see what's going on the back side.
And it's also a very good idea if you want to understand color, for you to have a white background, or as white of a background as you possibly can, because, don't judge us here, because good golly, it gets messy. But it's going to help you out. If you have a dark or a, even if you have those cool, wood backgrounds or this or that, it's not going to be helpful for you to understand what's happening on your gel plate.
It really is, and I'm really angry at myself that I didn't. And this one's going to be dragging through the.
And you just keep moving on me, and I don't really.
I don't know how to, other than take it off, and it's kind of hard. Okay, let's pull that up.
You're like way over. Oop.
I don't know what's up.
I don't either. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I need to zoom out of the box. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I wanted to get rid of that because I didn't want to have to deal with that. Okay, I'm telling you what. This thing has already paid for itself.
Wonderful.
I use it as a thing to hold down my washies as they're gluing in place.
Wonderful.
And it's just wide enough I can get the top and the bottom.
Nice.
Well, I did on the short ones. So this is really...
And it dispenses tape.
And it dispenses tape, and I don't have to sit here and, wrestle with the... Yeah. Okay. So, let's talk about this. Now, we've got this. And this is really boring. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But color-wise, it's not very interesting. I am going to go ahead and put down my...
I don't think I've added that to the Amazon shop. Y'all aren't supposed to be shopping over at Amazon.
Yeah.
A few more days. Just a few more days. We're
Okay, I'm getting my piece of paper in here because, honestly, it doesn't matter how seasoned a gel plater you are. If you have this thing underneath here, do you see how easily yeah, that. Okay, so, bring our... And I do have... Okay, so I've got this box of stuff here. Little bitty pieces of stuff that I might use. And there are a couple of pages that I haven't used, but I may go ahead and do. Where's my little envelope with all my stuff in it?
Y'all see.
Here it is. Here it is. Oh, and I was kind of working. I wanted to talk about that, but I don't want to talk about that right now. See, I do have... There are 2 pages that I still need to...
Do y'all work like this? Let us know in the chat. Give us some hearts over there in the...
You can't leave these things on top because it will fly all over the floor and I'll roll over it and be angry about that. Okay. So I wanted this piece of paper here because it's easier to have that out here as my guide on color choice rather than my whole book.
Right.
Which I don't want it over here because I'll probably
get stuff on it.
Splatter it or something. Not that that would be terrible, but yeah. Okay. So we've got this. And this is kind of, I don't know what you call it. Goldy.
And kind of sand is what I would, almost
latte. It's really, it is. It's almost, if you look at it, it's almost exactly that color right there. So what I'm thinking here is to just whip out, like, do more than
high K.
one color here. I don't necessarily want it to be ombre, but I do want it to have different colors.
Okay. And remember, this is a brand new stencil, so don't,
This is a brand new stencil, so when I whip it off over here and put it upside down on this other piece of paper I've got here, and this is what's nice about having it out over here, because I can grab one of these and say, okay, I think that that's going to be simply marvelous, and that might be what we use as a flop off right there. Pardon me. All right, so what am I using here? This is quinacridone burnt orange. I love it. Orange brulee. Naranja tostado. Orange toast.
Orange toast.
Orange toast.
Naranja. What?
Naranja. Oh, look at that. We're getting.
I don't know if you want to pull that out of there.
I don't know.
You gotta watch where you put your finger.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see, we've got a little airbrush added to this jobber. And I do really like these colors together.
Now, one side of Cynthia's big oak table is stained with sprays.
Yeah, like we know how that happens.
Yeah, one of the because this is where she brares off. One of our Lazy Susans is very colorful.
It looks.
I mean,
the bottom thing there where it rubs against the
and then the other one's just like all nice and clean. It's fine.
Yeah.
So things could be clean. That's the takeaway here.
Okay, I don't want that. I want something else here.
But the other one's more fun.
Yeah. Burnt sienna. Let's try some burnt sienna down here with the gold, because I think that's going to be a really great combo, even though it is a different, it's heavy body and the others were soft body. Okay.
Okay. Now, something to keep in mind with our stencils, and yes, this is one of our stencils. It's actually designed by Brad. It is called Woven Gauze, available at pmartiststudio.com. These are made from UPO, 100% polypropylene, aka plastic. But they are a special type of plastic, and it is very sticky, especially towards like the gel plate and to the paints. When you very first get your stencil, it is going to absorb a certain amount of the paint. You can clean that off if you want, have a bath ready for it, or this, that, the other. You can soak them. You can do all sorts of things. Be careful if you're scrubbing them. Do not overly frottage them. They're delicate. Just like anything.
Yeah. And well, some of them are. Some of them are very sturdy because they're big old fat.
Yeah. The
fat line.
Thicker area is rounded, but if they've got little, if it looks dainty.
Yes.
Don't get rough with it. Anyway, UPO is very sticky, so you want to keep in mind if you do have more of those intricate designs that you want to be careful. Don't pop it. Don't tug at it. Just, come at it with the right amount of, pressure and things, and usually work around in a kind of a circle. You're going to be happy about that. Are you happy about that?
I am. I mean,
having flashbacks to like, 70s furniture.
Oh, that's a good one. And I do understand why you say that. So that woven couch kind of.
And it wasn't comfortable. It was very rough.
Oh, gosh, yes. It was
like burlap.
Oof. You didn't want to sit on it in your undies.
No. Maybe that's what they were trying to keep people from doing.
Could be. Could be. Okay, now let's get some. Let's get some.
Joni loves the blues with the orange, like teal and sherbet orange.
Okay, and then just pick this up. Oh, I really need to mix up some more of this.
Herculin.
Herculon, yes, and it had definitely, and I think some of it definitely was made from recycled bottle containers.
You think?
Well, that's
In
what
the
it felt
70s?
like.
I don't know if they were doing that then.
I don't know either, but it felt like it.
That's funny.
Right.
I would think so.
We're just going to use that as a pickup. Put that down. I've got paint on that other thing, so we're just going to have to get a new one here.
I'm a little more happy about this one because it has more of the purple in it. That last one was a little lacking in my, need for
I
purple.
think that we can still come in and hit it with some more color, once that dries, so that I can put it down on the plate and just.
This is when people were supposed to be, outside playing and not like hanging out on the furniture. That's lovely. Yes.
And I think this is definitely in that ballpark. We still need to get some goals going on in here, but yeah, I think this is definitely, that will be a keeper. Okay, we still have some stuff down here. We need to get this off of here. This will work. This would be kind of cool because then ostensibly use it for some other. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's nice. Good job.
All right, look at that. Yeah. Just put this down here and I might grab that up for some more pickup. Okay, great. Now,
yeah,
you saw what colors that we used there. We used the more purpley blues.
Yeah, you need some purpley on that. I feel like.
And I think we do need purples on this, but this needs to dry all the way because see these areas out here? They're still wet. And if I come in and do something with that,
it just gets all mucky.
Mush it around, and it's not going to be pretty. Okay.
Welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. That's how we know that you were here. We like to know that you were here. Give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't. There are some of you that are here watching, but no thumbsy upsies. And that makes us a little bit sad.
Yeah. Okay, I was just, I read those little pocket things.
Pocket articles.
One of them the other day was that, and I think it was under the science part. They were determining what blue it was that Jackson Pollock did on his drip paintings.
Oh.
And it was manganese.
You love that one.
I love manganese. I don't know where my manganese is, though.
Well, I mean, did they go into how they figured that out, or is it like
they did a spectrometer thing to
like
see the wavelengths of the.
Because didn't they have pictures of his studio?
Jackson Pollock's studio. Well, we used to have pictures of Alexander Calder's studio. It was very interesting. And I don't. Okay, so you just hang in there for a minute.
Okay. Hi, Julie.
Because I think my turquoise. You can reach it without moving my fridge.
I can help you if you need it. Just let me know. Holler. There you go.
Okay, I've actually got this in somewhere else here, but I don't know what happened to it.
Sherry's bringing it today. That was funny.
Sherry's bringing it?
She says, what, they didn't take it to Lowe's and have them match it?
Okay, so we've got manganese blue.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little more of that at the top. We want to make sure we've got lots of that.
Oh, I know, Jenny. Brad, that him and Izzy, because we have two hummingbird feeders, and one of them actually is like, you know, it shows them like the little videos and everything, and been kind of watching the migration. We were hoping to see or get on camera the rufous, but we didn't see any.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you liked Gauze, you will love this one as well. And had I known Herculon, that may be, I don't know that people are searching. You know, I need a stencil like Herculon. I would think that they would say gauze or woven or weave. That was good. And somebody mentioned that earlier.
Sacking.
Hop sacking.
Hop sacking. Which is kind of like burlap, except it's not quite so abrasive to your bum.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we need to just add a category to our website called fabricy. Or just fabric, like.
Okay, that's looking simply splendid. I'm trying to find one over here that has some other colors on it that I think would be really cool. And when you do this kind of thing, sometimes you get your sort of like disappointed in what happens because you covered up or you eliminated something from this. So there's always that.
Yeah.
You always have that as a, I don't know, yeah. But you just don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't worry about it. And boy, did I get enough of that manganese down there.
Well, it's hard to guess, like, you know, when you're used to squeezing out from the tube.
Yeah, and you're flopping it out from your...
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that earlier, and then I got distracted. You want me to come? I did see it. I actually saw it earlier. Nope, still there. And I think it's more like if you grab it from your bangs.
Did I get it? I feel like it's still there.
No.
It's on my glasses. Sometimes it ends up
I know.
on my glasses.
Are you better or no?
Yeah, I'm better. It's not, at least it's not driving me crazy.
I know that feeling. All day yesterday I had, and I think it's some of these little hairs that, yeah. That's lovely.
This is lovely. And this really, this captured a lot of, you know, what I want here. The white line down on there, the edge there. Okay, that's lovely. We're going to put this aside and let this one dry because this is where we are, and we pull this with purple once it's dry. Where that
Eddie does have a video for that, and he put a link to it.
A video for what?
Flopping it out. I'm kind of now interested. I want to know which video that is. Have to check that out later.
Plummy business going on here. I don't know why that didn't. Okay, so I'm looking at this yellow here. This is, I don't know what it is. It's 5, 6, 7. I can't read the.
I think it's like one of the permanent violet or something like that.
I don't know what.
It's hard to read the label, is what we're saying, because it's contrast.
Almost the same color as the Yeah, that.
Permanent red violet. Isn't that what I said? Is that what I said?
I don't know.
Let's pretend like that's what I said. 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7.
5, 6.
Okay, this is raw sienna. It's semi-transparent. Well, more than I needed there. That's okay.
It is a really pretty color, though. It's similar to the Liquid Text one that we like a lot, too. But they are a little different. I don't know where the other one has run off.
Two colors are just so magical
Oh,
together.
yes. Can't go wrong with this. I have many books in my collection that celebrate this combination.
And I don't really, I'm at the point where I don't know what to do with.
I see that. You're low.
Okay, so I'm
Is it
putting this paint side down. Reach over here and grab one of these.
Any particular reason you went paint side down?
Because that's the back side of the
Right.
stencil that I'd really rather not have stuff on.
Okay.
Anyhow, that's my
Grab your Baron.
sticky.
We got that one big thing of it from the Golden Seconds program. I tell you, we got a like that was seriously an amazing hookup.
It really was, and when you go over to Golden to buy your stuff, if there's a little place to add that as a
No, you have to sign up. Like I had to fill out paperwork and stuff. It wasn't just like something you can add to cart. That's fabulous.
And then we still have stuff here. I don't know. I need something with a little.
But anybody that is like teaching, or I think that they allowed us to do it because we have the YouTube channel, and we teach. But yeah, I had to fill out paperwork and tell them what we were going to use it for, and why we would sign up for the thing. Yeah, like. And then they accepted, and then they sent me a...
Yeah, and this was not something that just happened overnight. It was...
No, yeah, it was kind of went on for a little, like a week or so. Because it was like somebody had to read the thing and then reach out and say, hey, all right, yes, we do have some.
Okay, I'm using the... look at my poor Baron. This looks so terrible.
Clean it up, woman.
I need to. But I'm telling you, it's just such a tool that... You just can't. Once you figure out, and you can do this with your fingers, but if you do a lot of gel plating, your fingers are going to get
dried out,
and mine actually started bleeding. It was that bad.
Well, she has eczema, so it's extra.
Put those little
yes
thummy things on there. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Okay, now we're going to pull this up, and there's going to be a little bit stuff left here. I doubt that we have much on our stencil. I'm thinking not much at all. And so put this down.
Eddie said fabulous. Yeah, Cheryl, I know some of that's kind of pricey. The other thing is watch for it in certain sets of like the smaller paints and things, because you get a good price then. So if there are other colors that you want, because I do think that in some of the Golden sets, they would include the manganese blue. I think. Don't quote me on that. But they do have different sets.
That they do, and that really is the best way to do it, the most economical way to do it.
Look at that. Woo, woo. That's the winner chicken dinner.
Loverland.
Yeah, don't do anything else to that one.
Okay, I won't. I think that that's good. All right, we've got some other good ones here. This is coming along quite nicely. And okay, where's my? I don't know that I've got enough to pick up stuff here or not, but just kind of designated. This is the pickup. Look at that.
That looks cool. You're getting pretty good at the pups, too.
I know. I really, once you have this thing in your head that okay, this is what I need to do.
Yeah, part of the process.
Okay. So I'm feeling like need some of that. Stick into the paper over here. This is kind of ugly.
Okay, good. See, thank you for that, Bobby. She says, yes, you are correct, Mariah. She found the manganese blue. It was in their landscape pack. It was only a little 3/4 of an ounce, but they still have some of those left. So yeah, look in those packs. It's a great way to explore colors, especially, and be able to get more bang for your buck, basically.
Yes.
And then if you do fall in love with a certain color, but then you're not like committed to a bunch of big containers of colors that you may not be in love with. And don't poo-poo on those, because you just never know. You just haven't found the reason for that particular color yet.
This is very true. This is very true.
Wonderful.
Okay. Now I've got so I've got this green here. I think what I'm going to do here with the green is
Call me Glitter. Did you answer the questions? I don't think you did, girl.
What happened?
I'm guessing that because I got 2 requests for different people.
Okay, I'm opacifying my, what did I just have here? Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. And I'm doing that by adding white to it. And I want to do that because I've got a lot of, I'm not really sure that I want that much of the green to show through. I want less green.
Oh, I love this already. This is going to be great.
Get a good coverage here out to the edge. That's my problem. I don't sometimes. Looking splendid. You're just going to take my word for it. I will get back with you here in a minute on this. This is probably destroying some of the loveliness out here, but I'm hoping some of that purple stuff shows through.
Keep the purple.
Keep the purple. Oh, that's cool. Sometimes I have the print on my brayer.
Hi, Nancy.
And that just happened.
Yep, love that one. That when you roll out the design.
Yeah. And it pushes it in, kind of.
Something very satisfying about that.
There is. Very satisfying. Okay, see what happened there? Over the top of that dark.
Yippers. And sometimes that's where we're like, was that a flop off? Or I think that, you know, sometimes we have that, like, where did that, because you can tell it's a little different.
I didn't want to pick that up. Okay. All right.
Ooh, I love this. Even though it did obliterate kind of the purple, but I think it's fabulous. It left enough of it. Look at that. I'd buy that couch.
That's pretty exciting. Isn't that exciting?
And we just set it over there and tell people, don't sit on it very long. It's not very comfortable.
Here's the green.
But it looks fabulous with that rug.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay, that looks good. That looks good. I'm liking that. Let's see here. I'm grabbing some others back over yonder here that are a little less than.
See, Jenny'd buy that couch too. He's in the zone. We'll just have to be funny on our own.
That too.
Ah, careful. That's good. It's good. Just leave it. I told you not to touch that when you grabbed it again. I might just have to extract it from her hands and leave her alone. Patricia. Hello, Lee.
Okay, this is lovely. This is lovely. We're going to I'm running out of
And what mix was that? Can you remind the folks and myself?
I can. Was quinacridone, nickel azo gold with titanium white heavy body. This was loosey goosey. That was heavy body.
There is something to mixing.
It really is, because what it does is it squishes the loosey goosey down into the orifices, and then the white comes over the top, so that you still have that original color in there, because it went places that the heavy body wasn't going to go.
And if you were to mix two heavy bodies, it mixes differently.
It does. It really honestly does.
Get to know your paint, y'all. I can't say it enough.
Get some of this. I don't know if I can pick up. Yes, look at that.
Well done. You should leave that one alone.
I should leave that one alone. Oh my goodness, what time is it?
You got 37 minutes.
Oh, I'm running out of prints here. That doesn't usually happen. Okay, so we want to pick this up. We want to pick this up with something.
I'm sure you can supplement with.
You think I got more?
I feel sure.
You do?
I do. And if you can't find them, I can.
Oh.
Piddly stick, she says.
Piddly.
Hello, Diane.
Piddly poo poo. All right, where's my color that I was going for here?
I enjoyed hanging out with y'all last night. I know I don't get to hang out for the full thing, but it's right at bedtime.
Oh.
Well, not right at, but I usually get to hang out maybe an hour if we can get teeth brushed and, you know, settled in. Which last night was good. I was there for about an hour. Hello, Carrie.
Okay, before I brayer this, I want to have something ready to go. Or
Thumbsy upsies, y'all. Thumbsy upsies, please and thank you. And hearts, and I heard some other, I was watching some live stream, some rando thing. And they were saying, be sure to hit the heart button. Because I think the interactions of, like, doing the little, you know, reaction deal, the, you know, the ones that does the floaty hearts, supposedly. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
So, like, there's a little reaction thing over there where you can make the little hearts float.
Oh, go floating up and into the air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Well, I think that YouTube likes it when that happens. It gives some, you
A
know,
little giggle.
gives them a giggle.
Tickles there.
It tickles. Y'all can give the laughy emoji too.
What does that do?
It also tickles the giggles.
Does it go floating up into the air?
Yeah.
The laughy thing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I've ever seen the laugh. I've seen the heart. Oh, yeah.
Are they doing it?
Uh-huh.
I don't know where mine is. Maybe I don't have it because I'm on the back side of things here. It says I can't giggle my own stream.
Ah, look at that.
That's pretty.
Look at that.
Yes.
I captured that. I tell you, sometimes some of these squishy paints,
Mm-hmm.
they do weird things with the
deli
paper.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's take.
That's right. It's a no-no.
Now see, look at this.
Ooh. You know I like that.
But it took us 3 prints to get here.
Yeah.
That's
probably even more if you want to count them cracks.
Absolutely.
For counting cracks.
Counting the cracks. Oh my goodness, what is this? I don't think I'll do that. This is okay. Look at this. This is wonderful stuff. But this is not for this color palette. This is just so cool looking.
I don't know that that's...
This is what we ended up with last time.
Thank you, Eddie.
What did he say?
He blessed me.
He blessed you?
Mm-hmm. She finds that funny.
Okay. Now this up here. Okay, here
it's a giggle button.
I need to mix up a little bit more of this, so just hang in there with me. This is dioxazine purple. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of, so which one do I have the most of? Here, let's just.
How YouTube tells me it would be a good time to drop in an ad.
They tell you that?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what we're it
says, oh, she's mixing paint. Drop in an ad.
I don't know what that was all about, but I didn't like it.
Okay, so this is
fluid acrylic in dioxazine purple, and I apologize for the paint blob there. You can see it's opaque. We don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
No want it, as Izzy used to say. I no want it, Gigi. I'm like, well, eat it anyway.
Eat it anyway.
Bless your little heart. Okay, I've got the big bottles back there, and so we're just going to.
This is why there's paint on my camera, and I say mine. She likes to blow the bubbles.
I'm telling you, it's like milking a goat. All right.
Some extended squeezes.
Now, do I have rattly stuff in this one? I don't know if I have any balls in here.
I'll shake it.
Shake it up, baby.
You got balls.
Got balls.
Yeah, you got to witness altering.
What?
They got to witness you altering.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
You need a little bit more of this than you think because it's very transparent. All right. Why is this thing suddenly it just moves on its own?
All right, so Devin Rex for art. If you know her, she's one of our designers. She will be on with The Messy Palette. That's Diane there in the chat. She will be on her channel later on. Check her out. I think that's on around, is it around 7-ish Central Time? Diane is down under. So don't get to me lying on, you know, whatever time. Mo will probably pop something in the chat that will get us all knowed up.
Thanks, Mo. Okay, I'm taking a whole new piece of paper.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
putting it down simply because I think that this is just too lovely.
Yeah.
To take a chance that it's going to.
Look at her, 7 p.m. Central. Fantastic. It's Australian Friday morning.
And since we're picking up on this one, I'm going to let this set a spell.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ooh, that's so pretty.
and you can see we're getting in our color range here.
Yes. It's also the UK Friday morning. Yeah. Oh, and then Mo, that's Cookie Wookie there. She has put in the link to that stream if y'all want to check that out later on. Set a notification. This is an older plate. That is noticeably yellowing.
Yes, it is. You can tell because of the white paper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something to keep in mind and be aware of when you're doing your.
Doing it.
Oh, look at how beautiful this is.
Is it time to peel it?
I think it definitely is time to peel it. And, you know, I've already cleaned up these inside things. But
They look better.
I really like the way that looks right now.
Just look at the time. We both look at the time. Y'all want to see a brayer peel? Everybody up for that? Give us some, you know, give us thumbsy upsies or something in the chat. Say yes.
It takes about 10 minutes to do it.
It's not for everybody, but we've already done things in this stream that, you know, we're not for everybody. Maybe that's what I call the stream. It ain't for everybody. This is for the hardcore PMers.
Absolutely.
Y'all are into the same things that we're into.
Okay, so I've already painted both sides of this.
Eddie says only if you're up for it. And Joanne says yes, please.
Okay, so let's get one more print here,
and then a brayer peel.
Then we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to take my let me try something.
Okay.
Because, you know, this ultramarine violet, I love this color. I just don't like what it does. And we've talked about this.
We do, and I don't
ad nauseum.
No, why I think it's worth talking about every time you whip the paint out. Because it is interesting that it does this striation thing.
Yeah, it do.
And the other one that's like that is the smalt, which is also known as schmalt.
Schmalt.
Want to know more about that, you can get noted up on our PM-isms.
And somebody told me, or somebody said, you know, in one of the, that it was an actual substance.
Yeah.
Schmalt. Is it like a mineral or something?
Yeah, that's how the paints are made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rocks and stones and things. Minerals. Science.
All right, so here we go. We're opacifying.
Geography.
We're opacifying this stuff.
Diane says peel it and peel it good. She's in for it.
Okay. And sometimes I really like
that's fabulous right there.
Mixing paint onto, you know, on this thing. It's because you get different results than if you mix it someplace else. Now sometimes I don't like it, and I want it to have a uniform.
Right.
Yeah,
careful.
did you see that?
I did.
Little leap up.
That's why I said, Opacification. Opacification.
Opacification.
gymnastics.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, folks. Get rid of this.
I know. I'm gonna do my best to pop by. Thursday. See, they went to gymnastics. I'm a little sad though that, like, I mean, sometimes I'm like, ugh, gymnastics, but I've missed seeing her do her things.
Yeah, I kind of think she doesn't like it either. You are not there either.
She's okay with it. She likes her new teacher though. That's better though.
I really need to do some
Yes, this lavender's lovely.
missionary work on this business over here.
Mm-hmm. I love this. I love this. That's fabulous. Just trust us. Just gotta move on here. Paint's drying. Yes. Put her down. Do it. I am a professional advisor. I might even change my nameplate. Just so people know when they arrive.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't want there to be any confusion.
Absolutely.
About my role here.
Her credibility.
That's right.
It's
I'm going to start
established early on in the...
I'm going to put that down below in the description. You know, if you tell people enough...
I'm a professional backseat driver in the gel printing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, sometimes knowing what to do is just as important as knowing what not to do. And even though you might not necessarily be able to replicate those results in an actual factual situation, there's still kudos to the...
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I really love that or not.
It looks a little pukey, but again, remember this is the plate that's sort of pukey looking, so I think that has more to do with it than anything. See? That's better.
It's interesting. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This is paint on paint, and it's also paint on a textured surface, so you really do need to press very, very hard.
Were they made out of that Hercule fabric? Diane said she had a pair of hot pants that were like that pattern of that last print. That's very pretty. See, it was all worth it for that one. I got you there.
This is where the brayer offs make for the most interesting prints when you're using any of the gauze. It really, I mean, that I think is just really cool.
Cool stuff.
Cool stuff. Okay, so got a little stuff here. Let's see if we can.
Getting hearts.
This doesn't want to pick that up. It just went too dry. Okay. So we have two unprinted things here, and I think
it was that 60s, 70s fabric that sparked if you walk too fast.
Oh, built up.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
Oh, see, and Jenny says it reminds me of a waistcoat and trousers her mom made her for her birthday. She calls it her birthday suit. Her birthday. She realized that birthday suit meant something else.
We would like for you to post that in Maker's Place.
Yes, if you've got a picture of you in your birthday suit, that is when it is completely appropriate. And we do want to see that, if you're willing.
Okay.
I loved that very much. Thank you, Jimmy. That's a good story. Moses brayer off, paper needed.
Oh, thank you. Did she have it in capitals?
No, but I think she was about to, like, you know, I felt like, you know, she did put an exclamation point. So.
Okay, here we go with permanent maroon. By Golden. And unfortunately, I've covered it up, so I don't really know if it's... I'm suspecting it's not open.
No, because the open, remember, it has, like, it'll be all down the whole side.
But see, I've taped this up. And
again, you would still be able to see the whole thing.
I don't know, that looks like an O there.
Maybe. Maybe. Well, we're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
Got 20 minutes. Remember, you want to peel your brayer. Jenny was 7 when she got her birthday suit. Diane needs to drop a link.
She's dropping links?
No, she could. Oh, that looks pretty. Excited about this.
Nice brayer off over here.
Oh, Cynthia's mother was hooked on sewing polyester outfits for her all through school, and she would embellish them with crocheted ruffles. Oh, Cynthia, if you have pictures again, I would enjoy that. My great grandmother, her Mimi. I don't say my Mimi because she wasn't my Mimi. She was my great grandmother. She was a big fan of the polyester suits and such. Like, she had a very large collection of polyester things, shirts, all of it.
You know,
pants,
bless her heart.
And she smoked cigarettes. And, you know, like, the ashes on them would be, like, this long. And I guarantee you about everything that she owned had some kind of cigarette burn in it somewhere.
Your father's the same way.
Oh, yeah. He was like, he'd talk to you, and you're just like, that thing's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Gonna flick it. And then as I got older, I'm like, can you flick it? Because that's driving me crazy. I'm not hearing anything you're saying to me.
Just waiting for the ash to fall. I can remember my mother vacuuming and she'd have a cigarette in her mouth, and then she'd just take and flick it in front of the vacuum cleaner. Just keep on.
Oh. Yes.
Back in the days of smokers.
And Bob, her mother, Bob, her father was a cigar smoker, and so the whole house just reeked of
smelled like skunk.
And I always liked staying at their house because it was the more fun house, but I hated staying there because everything just reeked.
And then when you come home, all of your clothes would be.
Yeah. That's fabulous.
Isn't that wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have
come to the peeling.
Completed all of the prints I had laid out.
Mm-hmm.
And we can just go ahead and put down something here and leave this on to pull with.
Mm-hmm.
Quinacridone with airbrush medium added.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, everything had to, like, your suitcase and everything, we'd, like, leave it outside for a little while and let it...
Yeah, air out.
Yeah. Now, Grandma Frances, she smoked inside her house, but for whatever reason, it didn't totally reek. But that cigar smoke is the worst. It was so gross.
It was.
And my dad smoked in the house for long, long time. And then finally I got to a point where like, and I would put a towel under my door because I could smell it in the morning and it just grossed me out. Mm-hmm. This is the final one.
This is
Okay.
it. And this one's going to stay on, so we will just put it back over yonder here for it to.
Ooh, that's super pretty.
I think it's going to be really.
We're gonna have lots of fun pulling prints on Sunday.
Yes, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
4 ready to go over here. Okay, and a really nice brayer off here, if I do say so myself. Okay, now this I love this plummy color too.
Yeah.
This is a good one. So here we go on our, and this is a really good time to do it when it's slightly moist from you know, all this brayering that we've been doing. Here's my little tool. See it, Mariah?
Oh, you know what? I wonder if I have it downstairs because for some reason, I think the last time you did one and then, okay, let me go grab it real quick because I'm pretty sure it is down there.
Well, I might be able to find another one in my junk drawer back over yonder here, but okay, well, while she's gone, let's go ahead and deal with, okay, see this build up right here? It's really a good idea to go ahead and get that off of there.
There.
Okay, that's pretty good. Over to this side and do the same thing. Okay. And we've got our little tool here. Now those are the kind of things that create these little jobbers here. Okay, so see this part of the metal? If you take your tool and you hold it there, and you're just kind of loosening up
that little bit of lip.
That little bit of lip all the way around, and you're kind of using this as your, what you call that, fulcrum point? Where you've got a, so that you can get some stuff going on here. Okay, this is lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. So then you go under and you just kind of feel your way through there. And I'm,
Oh.
well, folks, this may not be the day that we peel. I don't know. I'm not feeling that there's enough.
This was a tease. What she really had was a ring.
Yeah, and if I could think about how to get it off,
just
of
snip
there.
it so that way it's you know, it's a clean.
Yeah, clean break.
Yeah, you don't want to stretch it out.
But once you get that pulled away there, and even if you don't do your whole brayer, like we're not going to do the whole brayer today, you can pull this stuff off around the edge. And what it does is it makes it a whole lot easier for you then to not get stuff built up on the inside there. So see? And I'm just thinking, it's not, I don't think it's enough. I don't think there's enough.
Doesn't look. You can tell like when it's thick.
Yeah. And a lot of times when you get this heavy duty buildup on the edge here is if you're using the heavy body paints and you have a big blob out here and you put it down.
Diane feels gypped.
She does?
I think so.
Oh, well, we
didn't know.
We didn't know. I didn't know until I got to the point where, I'm like, okay. Well, I'm going to save those little, I don't know.
Mo says she's never peeled a brayer and never cleaned a ring or peeled a ring.
Peeled a ring? Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Hi, Kathy.
You are just
missing out.
Missing out. Okay, so this particular, the reason it worked out really well is there were some really good laid down brayer off here. Okay, then when I put the stencil down on top of it, created all these really interesting areas. And I'm hoping that we can do that. And there's quite a few here that are going to lend themselves to that.
Sorry, Diane.
Like, I know that this is not the end all be all, but isn't this exciting how that the yellows?
See, we brought back the hot pants memory.
That's not spectacular yet.
I like that one. And I like that one. Very pleased with that. Love that one. It's rainbowy. Love that one a lot.
Okay, now this is another one, and I'm going to show. This is going to benefit from something like this, the opaque.
That one you haven't done anything with the new one, because see, that's all old gauze or something there.
No.
Was that done today?
It was done today, but it was
why is it so smushy?
Because that was the paper that it was on, and this is different.
Yes.
This is different paper. I don't know what it is. Somebody sent me that. And here we have the lovely turquoise.
Oh, hello, Seeker Sims. Welcome. Okay, there's really no right or wrong side. Something to keep in mind is that the more rough side will be grippier. It's not a huge difference, and it's not one that is enough of a difference that you should, stop what you're doing and think about it, because really it's probably more important to get the tissue paper down.
Now, I want to talk about this one because I think you can get a lot more interesting print if you do some pre-brayering. Even though it isn't a brayer off per se, but because
intentional brayering,
intentional brayering where you're creating some bands of different color on here, because then when you put this finely woven,
hi Stella,
this over the top of that, then those areas are really broken up enough that they look really cool. Let me find the one here I did that was really okay. You see what I'm talking about here? This was a very interesting brayer off to begin with, and then putting, and you wouldn't even have to really use an opaque. You could use just a regular color, but it needs to be a light color. And sometimes what happens is your light color doesn't show up.
Yeah. Cheryl says
a transparent color.
That she is finding that her brayer offs are some of her best prints to layer on. You have always been my inspiration.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I came at this whole thing, well, I abhor waste in any form. So this was kind of my way of rationalizing if I'm going to have my brayer off paper over here.
And use the good stuff.
And using the good paper.
Yeah.
Then I need to be committed to doing something to it to make it into a viable piece of.
Oh, hey, Linda. Thank you.
Okay, so this one, if you just talk about this, you've got these nice areas of color. Now, if I would just take and do a turquoise stripe here, or an orange stripe.
Orange would be fabulous.
Then use your. Then use.
This is new worn gauze.
Worn gauze. over the top of it.
Hi,
Now
Greg.
the other one that I really liked using in conjunction with this one is the one that has the
So one of the mashups that has, because the
large
mashups
areas of blocking out.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really great for doing this type of and it has an interesting area here in the middle. So when you put your other one down on top of it, that is, you maintain that, you keep it. It doesn't go away because you're covering it up. That makes sense.
And then give them one last look. Do you have the neurosphering? Because remember from the last stream, because I know some other folks have come in, but remember there was talk of turning the neurosphering of Darcy's into a actual, available product. It is now an available product over there at pmartiststudio.com. It's the one that P had, cut out all the edges and everything. But now it's available in the shop. She's got it in a pile somewhere. You might have to take my word for it or see it at the very beginning.
No, I flipped it over here where,
Yeah, in the pile of stuff. There you go. See, looky there.
And if you look at this and you think about this over the top of this, that might be really cool.
You got to do a flop off, though, I think.
I think a flop off because you would want the lines rather than,
yes,
this.
Yes, indeed.
You wouldn't be covering, you would be covering up too much if you went just a regular, if you put it down on the plate.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Flop off is the way to go.
All right, my Arty friends, I think we're going to call it up that. We will be back here on Sunday. Hopefully, I think what would be smart is maybe to have the panels cut out and ready to then just assemble it. And then that way it'll be a nice, ta-da! We can glue them down. I can glue them down during the stream or whatever even. But we can have them ready to figure out which ones would,
go where. Yeah, okay.
But, yeah.
I agree with that.
All right, so that'll be fun.
And I'm probably going to, some of these that I did today, I'm going to
alter.
add something to them because they're not quite representative of all the colors that I really want. But I don't know. I don't know. I just need to, yeah.
Okay. Until then.
Love you.
Like a
long haul.
Bye, guys.